we have is the Jacksonville Jaguars defeating the LA Chargers, coming back from being down 27-0. Chargers blowing the third biggest lead in NFL history. Jaguars come back, storm into Kansas City with Trevor Lawrence keeping that perfect Saturday record. High school, college, now in the NFL. Trevor Lawrence has never lost on Saturday in his playing career, which is amazing when you think about it. Going into Kansas City, what are your thoughts so far?
Well, first of all, the Chiefs are favored at 8.5, which I feel like it's the highest spread of all the 4 games. Definitely think it's a little too high. You have a Jags team that's won 6 straight games. You have a Chiefs team. I'm never going to doubt Patrick Mahomes, ever. He's given me no reason to. This is going to be a really great game. I'm excited for it. Should have been the Chargers game, but Chargers got to keep a 27-point lead. Every other team except for you and 2 other teams can do that in the playoffs, but you can't because you're cursed. Jags deserve to be here. They face the Chiefs. And my first takeaway from this game, I'm going to take the Jags to cover this game. First things first.
8.5's a lot.
That's a fat spread, especially in the playoffs. As you get closer to it being, whether it be the divisional round, the conference championship, or the Super Bowl, they're going to keep it competitive. They're going to keep it close. So definitely think it's going to be within a score. I'm going to pick the Chiefs because I trust Andy Reid and I trust Patty Mahomes. However, the Jags, the takeaways in this game that I think are the most important is how well the Chiefs can contain Travis Etienne, because their run defense is middle of the pack, I would say.
It's spotty.
Yeah, and the receivers, I think their secondary can defend the Jags receivers. The key for me really is, can Trevor Lawrence limit the turnovers? Because if he throws 4 picks against the Chiefs, it's over. He's not going to recover.
Right.
I don't think he will. I think he's probably due for a interception because he's kind of like a risk and biscuit guy. He can run it. He can really throw it down the field.
Yeah.
I'll pick the Chiefs to win this game, but I like this game to be a close game. I think it'll be determined by a field goal.
Yeah, close game, and this one's good, especially because I feel like a lot of the Chiefs playoffs games have been close. They haven't really blown anyone out. And my problem with the Chiefs is in the playoffs, they have a tendency to come out flat. We saw it versus the Houston Texans where they fell down. I believe it was 28-0.
24-0.
24-0 in that game. Storm all the way back, and they showed the ability to come back in that game. So coming off a bye, how are the Chiefs going to come out? Came out flat this season off a bye. So I'm really curious to see, though, in this game, how the Kansas City Chiefs can take on this Jacksonville Jaguars defense with Travis Kelce and all of the new receivers they have. Because it's one thing when you have Tyreek Hill who can blow the game open and you have, okay, Travis isn't there. I can go to Tyreek Hill and bomb it deep. For me, I don't see the Chiefs having that one receiver that he can rely on. Yes, Juju's good. Yes, Scantling's good. But how are they going to perform in the moment? Because what I've seen from Juju Smith-Schuster is he kind of disappears in the playoffs, albeit with Ben Roethlisberger. What I've seen from Marquez Valdes-Scantling is kind of disappears in the playoffs, albeit with Aaron freaking Rodgers stinking it up at home. So it's like, how are they going to perform? How's it going to be different with Patrick Mahomes? And then you kind of fumble into the playoffs. You blow out the Raiders, have one of the best games of the year scoring-wise, dominate a divisional opponent. Then we get to the Jags. Jags are coming into this with nothing to lose, absolutely no pressure on them. Jags are coming into this after Trevor played one of the worst halves of football he'll ever play, probably the worst half of football of his life. And then he came back and mentally withstood the storm. So my question, Trevor's not going to be afraid in this game. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to turn the ball over 4 times, which is why I have to go with the hotter team. I have to go with the younger team. I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars in this game because I feel like Doug Peterson, I mean, what can you say about the guy? Rallied his team from down 27-0, brought Nick Foles to the Super Bowl, outcoached Bill Belichick, went head-to-head with Tom Brady, and outplayed them. So I feel like the Jags defense, too, is a defense that is a type of team that has been able to give the Chiefs trouble. And I feel like Travis Etienne, Evan Ingram, Zay Jones, they're going to be able to make enough plays, and then Trevor Lawrence making plays with his legs. I'm just not in love with the wide receivers for Kansas City, and I need to see how they show up in the clutch. I believe in Travis Kelce. I believe in Patrick Mahomes, but again, Andy Reid has a tendency to go away from the run, and then they blew that 21-3 lead versus the Jaguars last year, so I have some trepidations about the Chiefs. Definitely with the Jags, Trevor. But after turning the ball over 4 times and coming back from 27-0, the amount of emotion and momentum you get from that. And since week 9, if you look at Trevor Lawrence and Patrick Mahomes' numbers, they're basically the same. They're identical. And then that's including the playoff game because the Chiefs had the bye. And Trevor Lawrence only has 1 more interception than Patrick Mahomes after throwing 4 in 1 game. So, like, Trevor Lawrence being a turnover machine is not the norm this season.
No.
And I feel like a lot of that was nerves. A lot of that was bad luck, some players making a play, but I feel like he's going to be a lot more focused coming into this game. And they're going to be a lot sharper, a lot more refined. And I believe in Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence in this game. And I feel like when you have that crazy amount of momentum, you may not be the better team, but hey, man, we were down 27-0 and we came back. We were down to the Dallas Cowboys at home 24-13. We came back versus the Ravens. We came back versus the Raiders. The Jaguars have been a comeback team, which has kind of been the Chiefs' MO. So let's see a game where Travis Etienne can dominate. We come out early, get it going. But if they fall back, I'm not going to worry a little bit because they have faith in themselves. And it's kind of that you don't know what you don't know if you're a young team. So the Jaguars are coming into this, no pressure. If Mahomes loses this game, it's an absolute disaster. The season's a failure. If the Jags lose this game, it's like, okay, you were on 8-point underdogs. And whenever a spread is this big, and I feel like it's a 2-score spread in this game because you have 8.5. So they're basically saying we think the Chiefs are favored by 1 point-ish. And then Trevor being comfortable on Saturday. I don't know. There's so many factors going for the Jags right now. And the Chiefs could come out and stomp them. I could look like an idiot, but I just have to go with the momentum. And my head tells me the Chiefs, but my gut instinct is reactionary towards the Jaguars right now because they feel a lot like the Bengals did last year.
Yeah, the thing I have with the Jags is if this was against the Chiefs last week, there's no way in hell that they blow this game. A lot of the blame can also go on the Chargers because their offense was nowhere at all in the second half. Like,
Right.
we're talking about 1, 2, 3 yard drives. Like, can't move the ball whatsoever. If they go down against the Chiefs, I don't see them coming back from it because I think it's a lot easier to contain the Jaguars than it is to contain the Pats. I mean, the Chiefs, because they still have Travis Kelce, who is far and better than any of the receivers that are on the Jags.
Right.
Yes, there's Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram's not even close to Travis Kelce. No one is on the tight end spectrum, except for like George Kittle and shit. But I also think there's an interesting factor with Kadarius Toney because if Kadarius Toney can play like he did the last couple of weeks of the season,
yeah,
that speedy receiver, I think they're trying to figure out who that replacement for Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill is.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see. I just think the Chiefs are a hard team to contain. Jags defense has played very well, and that's why I definitely think it's going to be a closer game. I trust the coaching matchup kind of goes head to head. We're talking about quarterback wise, the last couple of weeks, head to head matchup well. But this will be a good game, better than what people think they are.
Yeah.
But I have to go with experience here. The AFC runs through Kansas City, and the last 5 years it's gone AFC title game, AFC title game, AFC title game, AFC title game, AFC title game. AFC runs through Arrowhead, and I think that they're going to win this game.